definitely coming.
Oh,
Here she
we
is.
did it.
Well worth the wait.
This time's the charm. Oh my gosh.
Okay, were you breathing through this whole experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so happy to have you here. Well
Thank you
worth
for
the wait.
having me. Yes.
Oh.
Sure.
Absolutely. So if anyone is just joining us or if we're going to jump in here, I just want to reintroduce to you everybody. This is the very amazing Lauren Castro. She is a yoga instructor as well as has an amazing mindset. And here we are.
And I can't wait to hear your story. I mean, you look beautiful. Where are you? It looks so nice.
I'm at my house this is like my part of the house that's like mine with all my plants and where I'm doing yoga and my gardening. So yeah, I'm just sitting on my mat with my meditation pillow, my most comfortable seat, and yeah, I'm just ready to get into it and let you guys know a little bit more about me. And yeah, so whenever you...
Great. Yeah, I can't wait. So tell us about, I guess you want to start with your yoga journey. What made you go into yoga?
Yes. So I started doing yoga in high school. I was always a dancer growing up, so I was very flexible, and I kind of just stumbled into it. You know, at first it was for the physical aspects, obviously, a new workout. I was getting sick and tired of just doing cardio and going on the treadmill, and you know, this was a slow kind of strengthening thing. So I was like, let me just try this. Ended up falling in love with it, as most people do. And I started noticing these physical effects, especially after, like lying in Shavasana. Like my entire nervous system was just like, and at this point in my time, my mindset wasn't really the best. I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with anxiety, and really this practice has helped me navigate all of these difficult times in my life. And the thing with yoga is that I just think that it helps you connect to your body. Like, that sounds weird because we're in our bodies like all the time. But I think a lot of us don't even realize we're disconnected from our bodies. And when you're in these twisting pose and you're touching your foot with your left hand, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is my home. I love my body. So that was really great. So I practiced for about 5 years from high school into college, and me and my friends would get together and on like a Friday night too in college, just, you know, put on our yogi. Her name was Yoga with Adrian. I'm sure some people in the live have practiced with her before. She's great. She's funny. She's down to earth. Then when I graduated college, I had a degree in psychology, and I was really set on becoming a psychologist and working in the field. And after a lot of thought and a lot of consideration, my intuition was telling me that this route down this psychologist path wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I was a little upset about that because I always knew I wanted to help people in some kind of way. And I was kind of back at square one. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I fell into a job after college. You know, I had loans that I had to pay off. And I was 100% financially independent. My parents raised me this way. So I had a lot of financial burden kind of coming through on my back. And so I settled for the first job that I could find. And it ended up being a sort of toxic work environment, to the point where I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point. It was a very low point in my life. And I also had moved from my hometown in Port Washington all the way out to Babylon. So post-college, all of my friends that were living over there. I was kind of moved all the way out to the South Shore, away from them. And so again, I found yoga, I found a studio and a community, and it just, you know, really helped me. So while I was working this job and trying to figure it all out, I was also working 3 other side jobs to support myself. Yeah. So because I wanted to live on my own, I moved out of my parents' house. So to make that happen at that age, I forget how old I was. It was probably like 22 or 23, probably 23. But I needed to make it work. My mindset was focused on being independent, having my own space again, and just, you know, doing whatever I needed to do. And whatever I needed to do to get there, I did. So I would babysit for 2 hours before work, go to work, and then I worked at my parents' office on weekends, answering phones, and just like a lot of odd jobs. So it was coming to the point where work was becoming very stressful and not meaningful to me. So I I decided that the next job or side hustle wasn't going to be a job. It was going to be a passion, something that I really loved, and something that I could make money from, you know? So I brainstormed, I got my journal out, I wrote everything down that I loved, everything that I was good at, and then the list became smaller and smaller. You know, how can I actually make an income off of these things? And by the way, if anybody on here is having these feelings of not knowing what they want to do and wanting to pursue a passion, making a list is a really great thing. Sounds very simple and easy, but you know, just bringing myself to the paper and writing it all down really put everything on the table for me. So and the studio that I was practicing at in West Babylon, I really connected with a teacher there. Her name's Virginia, and she would always say at the end of class, or when I would go into this crazy pose, like you're amazing, like you should go for your teacher's cert, like you'd be great, and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, no, like I don't like talking in front of people. I kind of like to, you know, stay in the background, things like this. And she was like, you really should just do it, like just to try. So I came to a breaking point. I saved my money for the teacher training, and I kind of just went into it without any expectations. I just wanted to see where it would lead me. And where it led me is down this amazing, beautiful journey that I don't think I would be who I am today if I hadn't have gone down this path.
Love that.
Yeah. And so when I got certified, obviously you go through so much with the girls or guys that are in your certification training, and I wasn't even sure still to this point in time if I really even wanted to use it for teaching. You know, it was really just a beautiful thing I experienced. I learned so much, and it was okay at that. And then when we had our graduation ceremony, I got this sense of, I really want this. Like, I really want to do this. Like, I could wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do this before work and be like so happy about that, you know?
Yeah.
So I went out on a limb, and one of my friends from the training, they had an opening that they weren't able to fill because of their schedule in Long Beach at a gym in Synergy. So it was about 2 months after I got certified, she texted me and she's like, do you want this gig at this gym? And I was like, okay, like, I guess like I'm going to do this. So
Awesome.
That's great.
yeah, so I went into it, and it was a beautiful outlet. And I started teaching at another gym, and I taught 2 classes back to back. and they were at 5:30 in the morning. Like I said, like it turned me into a morning person. Like I actually like getting up before work, and I felt like I had this purpose. And I think everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants
100%.
That's
100%.
amazing. Did you find that when you started to teach the classes that you had mentioned that you would like to be in the background before, but now you were in the center? Did you find that you found that voice and you found that confidence through that process, or was it a slow process where it was?
So absolutely found my voice. And that's funny. When I was, thinking about our conversation today, that exact phrase like came to mind, finding my voice. And it did take a little fine tuning, as you'll know, if you speak to any yoga teacher, there's always like some things they're going to work on or find, but it brought this sense of confidence in me that I've never had before. I was never the type of person to get up in front of a whole group of people and like lead them through anything. And it was just very empowering, and kind of like I could just prove to myself that I can get up in front of people and teach them something. And it was great. And it's something really meaningful and healing. So I was just on cloud nine. It was like so aligned with everything that I really wanted out of life.
Beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what do you notice about having a consistent practice as opposed to people that are doing it non-consistently?
When you have a consistent practice, well, this is something actually to backtrack that I learned. When I was doing the teacher training, I was doing yoga, and as anyone who is doing it, sometimes 8 hours a day, you're really trying to learn these postures exactly where they're supposed to be, where your muscles are supposed to be, your face, everything. So you're practicing a lot. And after the training, I kind of needed a little bit of a break, like from it, because it was just intense on the body too. Like 8 hours of yoga a day is just, it's insane. Yeah. And I stopped practicing for a little bit because you're like, oh, I was in this like long training, like my body can do this and can do that. When you stop like practicing, your body does kind of go back into this like homeostasis, like tightness, or you can't get the certain pose. You can still get it, but it doesn't come as easy, I guess I would say. So the difference is the poses will become easier. The body will be able to get into them easier. That's like a physical aspect. And then just your mental aspect of, a consistent practice. Like there are days where I don't have time to practice before my day starts, and the whole day can just be like a mess. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you 100%. If I don't do my practice in the morning, I'm like, how am I?
No, it's
it's crazy.
I need extra gummies. Like
yes, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if there's enough hemp out there.
No, I don't either. And and it's kind of individualistic, I think, to everyone, because I think everyone gets something different out of whatever, their practice with yoga. But for me, I notice that I'm a little short fused when I'm not done any practice that morning, or just more irritable and ungrounded.
Yes.
Like I was saying in the other class that I taught with mindset, that I'm constantly regrounding because I'm always kind of up in the clouds. And that's like a real thing. It really brings me back down to earth. So when I don't have a consistent practice, I'm ungrounded.
I feel the same exact way. And I love that class that you did with the grounding. Amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people love that class. Yeah. That was a popular class.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm glad.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
So I feel exactly the same way. A consistent practice is definitely key.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for your mind, body, soul, for everything, so you can show up for yourself and everyone around you. I think makes me a happier person.
It does.
Exactly, that too. Like everyone around you, like will benefit by, you sticking to it and just having that trust with yourself that you can, you know, do set aside time for something you like, regardless of how busy you are. It's about discipline and self-trust and just having a commitment with yourself to something that really benefits you in a positive.
And where are we in time now? So you've started this, you're now changed, and
Was it
had
the
this,
pandemic yet?
yeah,
Right. Like,
had we hit COVID yet, or is this all pre?
This is all pre-COVID.
So your mindset is getting ready for something you don't even realize is about to happen.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
take us through what happens when everything
I
changes.
mean, first of all, let's just say for once, you have an amazing mindset that you actually move through your fears that you had about speaking. I have that same thing about speaking publicly. I've struggled with that. And it's amazing when you actually move through your fears and you had that mindset to do it and you accomplished it, and how amazing that is. And that you found your passion and you weren't, or maybe you were afraid, but even if you were afraid to go for it, you went for it because you knew it felt right. You trusted yourself, you trusted your instincts and all of that. I mean, that's just a great mindset. And to have it so young is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cultivating that self-trust and, finding what you need and what you like. But so I graduated my teacher training in January of 2019. So right before, I'm sorry, 2018. It feels like this was 10 years ago, honestly, after the last 2 years we've had. So I was teaching for about a year and a half consistently. And then, the lockdown that happened, and all of my things were completely toast. I mean, nothing was open. Businesses were closing left and right. It was a dark time. I mean, for everyone in every different kind of way. It affected so many different things, the ripple effects of all of it. And I kind of came back into that, darker place where I felt, this is something I love so much, and, how am I going to make this work? And, I attempted to do some of those Zooms and nobody was interested in it at the time. Everybody was just like, just hanging out, nobody was really interested in any of that. And I got very discouraged because before mindset, I never taught online ever.
Oh,
That
wow.
was like another aversion for me, like teaching.
You're such a natural. I can't believe that. I mean,
No, never done it before. And so I had an aversion to it. So I was like, well, I don't know how I'm going to make this work during this situation. And, it was kind of sad. I was down and, I still kept practicing. There was a long period of time where I wasn't. And that, and I want to touch on that too. It is okay to stop things that you love. Like if you're just not into it at that time, because you can always come back. So it's not about beating yourself up if you can't do it or you stop doing it for 2 weeks. You can always come back. But
100%.
that's kind of the situation for me. So I started practicing again. I moved through it. I kept posting on my page, even though I wasn't really teaching or doing anything. I just kind of recorded myself doing stuff. And I up with she's now my good friends. Both of them, they own a skincare wellness company brand. It's called Solely Roots. And she reached out and she was, she's like, during the summer, I'm looking to start up this little community, like a wellness community. And I would love to have yoga teachers like you come out. And it was in Point Lookout. I have this undisclosed location on the water with docks, beautiful. And, we kept everything socially distanced. We didn't have masks. It was beautiful. We were just breathing. And, we started this community like in Long Beach, and then like I made all these friends, and and it was like me teaching, but it it wasn't really like student teacher. It was just like we're all hanging out in this beautiful place and we're all here for the same reason. We want to breathe and just work through this shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was amazing, and now we're really good friends, and you know, it helped, you know, get my name out to more parts in Long Beach, because that's where I started teaching, was in Long Beach. So it's weird how like all of that came together. So yeah, and we also had some events for charity. All the classes were donation based, so like if you didn't have anything, or you know, it wasn't like that. You just come, whatever you have. If you don't have, it was fine. We did a meditation for the Beirut explosions that happened over the summer, and I found a really trustable charity, and we gave all the charity to them. So it really worked through it. I guess that's all you can do when life happens, right? You know,
it's incredible. So then we met. We got introduced.
Yes, by the love Lauren Barrasso.
Yeah.
Who I met through this community in Long Beach. Side note.
Oh wow! I didn't know that's how you guys knew each other. That's incredible.
Yeah.
See, all like-minded people get to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. So Lauren introduced us, and what happened? How did mindset work out for you?
So Lauren introduced us, and she was like, you know, I know this couple, they're husband and wife. I've known, my family's known them. They just started this new company for CBD, and they're trying to kind of do what I was sort of doing over the summer, but virtually, like have like a wellness whole community. And at the time, I've had CBD, like I've used like bombs, or I've had drops. There was just a lot of gray area for me about it. I didn't really know like exactly what it was doing, like when I was supposed to be taking it. It was just kind of this thing that was supposed to be good from the hemp plant, and I'm all for that, but it didn't really have like a meaning to me because I didn't really know how to use it. And I feel like when we met, I really liked the brand. I really liked your product because it spelled out exactly which one is needed for what thing. And I think that's the biggest like gap that people have with CBD. They think they have no idea what it is. What do I use it for? And I started with the focus drops. And I noticed, because I have a problem concentrating, you know, especially from home. That is just like, I'm remote now. So I told you that. And it was just like, it wasn't even like a cup of coffee. It was just like a very clean focus. And that's exactly what I needed. And I was like, wow, this stuff is really great. You know, I would love to be a part of this community. They're local, they're a small business, they're from Long Island, they've got this amazing product. And then I kind of, you know, tried a bunch of other different products from you guys, and my favorite are the Happy and the Health drops. I love the Happy drops. Like, oh my God. So just a difference in mindset, you know. It kind of like what the yoga does. So the yoga is with this, like the central nervous system, and then the CBD kind of does the same thing to the cannabinoid system. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Endocannabinoid, yes.
Yeah, okay. We're getting that. But yeah, and it's just kind of like a tool that you can use in conjunction with your everyday life. You know, we all have the power within us to change our mindsets, but these extra add-on tools just make it that easier for all of us to get to that mindset. That's really why I loved your guys' product and your brand. And the mindset community is just beautiful. I love all of them. Like, everyone is so sweet and supportive and nice, and I've made so many friends through you guys. And
I'm gonna cry. I might cry.
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful. Like, I don't know, everybody's so supportive, and we all like talk, and You know, it's just everything's chill. There are no like this level of experience. We want you doing handstands tomorrow. You know, it's like it's whatever you bring to the table, your mindset, your individualistic
Yes.
thing. And that's what draws people, because, you know, I might be somebody's type and somebody else, you know, might vibe with someone else. And that's just really how it should be. You know, it's very, you know, whatever you want to make it. That's why I really like it.
100%. I mean, you get everything 100%. I mean, like the focus drops, I feel exactly the same way. All of it, everything you said is 100%. Like,
yeah, I just want you to know how much gratitude that we have, that you're working with us. You know, I hope you realize that you know, we don't take any of this for granted, and we've been so lucky in our careers to be surrounded by such talented people, and young people especially, and just that mindset. It's just incredible, the quality and the incredible mindsets of people that are around us, you being one of them. It's really special. And I hope that you're enjoying it as much as we are, because we've gone down a couple of journeys before with different businesses, but there's something special happening here. I can't explain it more than that. There's something really different happening.
yeah. And sense of community that is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And everything kind of, like I was saying earlier, like just like fell into place with you guys. Nothing was forced, you know, because there's some studios, I'm sure, like all over, they want you certified. And I know you guys aren't a yoga studio, it's a little bit different, but what makes this so free and liberating is that all of us teachers are free to do and express our creative passions and gifts with people however we want. You know, it's very hands off, and that's kind of how I like it. There's no pressure, and you curated such an amazing group of people. I really do love all of them. Like when I post about the Mindset Crew, I mean that. Like when I say go take this class, like I just like, I love them so much, and I've taken their classes on mindset, and I just like, I want to see them succeed. Like I want to see them do better. And I think everyone in the mindset community is just that way. And I'm so grateful to have met Lauren from teaching at Point Lookout. And then I met you guys, and it's all aligned. Again, it's like that alignment.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's the complete alignment. It's the universe working for us. We're allowing, and that's the big thing. The three of us have gotten to a point where we realize it's time to allow the universe to work for us, allow the universe to bring in those things that we've manifested. And now it's time. And we're most importantly giving back. And that giving back, that resending that energy back out, is what is coming back to us in such magnitude. And I think it's just an amazing thing, because everybody, you know, all ships rise together. We're all lifting one another up. And I think that that's really exciting and fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. I totally feel that energy 100% with you guys. And I love what you've done. And anytime, and you know, some people will come up to me and be like, oh, did this stuff really work, or this and that? And you know, I think the mindset of the collective needs to shift a little bit, that there is no magic pill or substance or something that's going to bring your mindset up or bring you focus. You know, there has to be like an innate want for that.
Yes, and an intention or.
Yes. And I think when you have that and then you bring that in is when the magic really starts to happen. And sometimes that's kind of hard for me to explain. I'm still like working on that, like, you know, when I speak to people, because I don't want people to just, I don't like that mindset of just like, oh, quick fix, this is going to, you know, no, there's hard work. It's mental discipline. You have to take them for a long time. You can't
Absolutely.
Just take it. I think that's also what people get, you know, maybe turned off or something, lack of a better word for CBD, because they don't understand that it takes the body some time to build up, because it's natural, you know. And I'm all for holistic healing. I'm all for that stuff. So this is great. It's going into, I think, which is the new wave of everything. I mean, health is becoming increasingly more important, obviously, especially with everything going on. So I really just think that mindset it's going to go places, you know?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. We're all going together. We're all
Yeah,
going together.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's really incredible. And like what you said about people not like taking it I had that when I first tried CBD, just like you said, and that was it, that I didn't understand. When am I supposed to take it? Do I take it once? Do I take it twice? Do I take it every day? There was no one to explain it. There was no simple answers. So that's why we kind of came to this.
Yeah, I mean, education is such a huge component. Most people, I'd say over 50% of the public doesn't know the difference between CBD and THC. They really don't know. No, they really don't. And that's the fact. And so, like in other businesses we've been in, there hasn't been nearly this need for education, but I understand it. And it's our pleasure, and we love it.
Love talking about it.
Yeah, we love talking about it, but it is, as much as we've examined it so much, it feels so normal to us, and it seems so there's so many people who just have no clue yet and haven't even begun the process of saying, well, okay, I want to choose my mindset. What does that exactly mean? How does that exactly work? What do I have to do? Because what I'm finding, especially for the brand, is that it's expanding the audience of people using CBD as opposed to just the CBD user that's already been there previously, which is very interesting. So it's people that are, for the first time saying, you know what, I'm tired of suffering or being in pain mentally or physically or whatever it is, and they just want more wellness in their lives.
And that's why we wanted to expand it into not just about CBD, but about overall wellness and having yoga and meditation and everything that wellness is about, and just bringing it all together.
Like the whole package. I remember when we spoke on the phone, this was exactly your vision, and this was really early on when we met, really early on in the mindset business. You were saying, you were like, I just want this wellness and it was like you were preaching to the choir, because that's all I want too, is some like-minded people with the same goals and just wanting to, transcend and become better and better and better and be the best version that you can be. And having the yoga and the meditation, all the other amazing people that you guys have on here, ties it up together in a nice, like, present with a bow,
And that's like the community, you guys are so important, because you're helping spread that. Like, you're helping share all of that with everyone you know. And we really appreciate that, and thank you.
Yes, and now I'm going to do a little pitch. Speaking of which, if you would like to, go to mindsetwellnesscbd.com, use code Lauren33. That is Lauren's special code. You'll get 10% off and free shipping. Lauren33 at mindsetwellnesscbd.com. We just got rest back in, so you are prepared for a good night's sleep. Or, like Lauren suggested, try some happy drops, because it is definitely a good way to choose your mindset. Lauren, this was amazing. I didn't doubt that this would be. You're amazing. You really are. Thank you so much for being part of the mindset community. You're such an amazing ambassador, and you are the embodiment of everything that we are looking for. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. Thank you for helping me get over this hump of teaching online classes. It's so easy. It's not so easy, but it's just, it's just a new mindset.
Exactly.
It's a new
On a
mindset.
screen, just a non-person,
And your classes are beautiful. I mean, I love, 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 and appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.